Good evening and welcome to the University of Ghana to our first inaugural lecture this year, 2024. Our Pro-Vice Chancellor for Academic and Student Affairs, Professor E. Kweku Osam, to deliver his inaugural lecture. The inaugural lecture is an academic exercise, and normally for such lectures, you are hesitant to say so many things. The lecture itself will lend itself to the achievement of the distinguished professor who is delivering his inaugural lecture. So with these few words, may I welcome you to the University of Ghana and to the inaugural lecture to be delivered by Professor E. Kweku Osam this evening. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to call on the Vice Chancellor, Professor Ernest Ayiti, to proceed with the introduction of the lecture.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we've come once again to listen to an inaugural lecture, this time to be delivered by Professor E. Kweku Osam, who is the Pro-Vice Chancellor of this university, responsible for academic and student affairs. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you to this campus and also to this lecture. The significance of an inaugural lecture to the individual lecturer is obvious. But to the wider university community, it provides us with an opportunity to show the world what the individual has done and how the individual has committed himself or herself to the community through research. So the lecture is an embodiment of the life works of the lecturer and how that lecture is placed within the context of the work of his or her peers. In a way, the inaugural lecture gives us all as academics a chance to tell the world this is what we have added to the world of knowledge. That's why we appreciate it. As a university, it is our responsibility to add to the knowledge present in this country and also in the wider region. We are very, very pleased that Professor Osam has come this far. We, as members of the university community, have known his works over the years. And today, we will listen to him talk about cocoa, talk about cassava and chocolate. I know the connection between cocoa and chocolate. I didn't know that cassava had anything to do with chocolate. So I presume today we'll find out how linguistics makes that possible. Professor E. Kweku Osam grew up at Laguna Swedru, where he had his elementary education at the local Methodist school. He continued at the Christian Methodist Secondary School in Accra, completing his GCE levels in 1976. He then had his sixth form education at the St. Augustine's College, Cape Coast, from 1976 to 1978. In January of 1979, he came to Legon to read English and linguistics, finishing in 1981. In 1986, he earned an MPhil in linguistics from the University of Ghana, and between 1990 and 1994, he studied for and earned his PhD in linguistics from the University of Oregon in the USA. Professor Sam started his working life at the Department of Linguistics, University of Ghana, as a teaching assistant. In 1986, he was appointed a lecturer at the same department and then became a senior lecturer in 1996, associate professor in 2002, and full professor in 2010. Throughout his professional life, Professor Osam has concentrated on studying the structure of Akan and other African languages. His research interests include syntax and semantics, the structure of Akan and other African languages, typology of African languages, and discourse analysis. His publications and conference presentations have generally covered these areas. As a teacher, Prof. Osam is committed to getting undergraduates excited about the discipline of linguistics and pushing graduate students to expand the frontiers of knowledge about our languages. Beyond the University of Ghana, his teaching skills have been experienced by students at the University of Oregon, the University of Zimbabwe, and the University of Botswana. His profile as an internationally recognized linguist has been manifested in his service as a reviewer for various international journals. Prof. Osam has also engaged in consultancies as a language expert, providing training in effective speaking and written communication. He has also served as an editorial consultant. Organizations that have benefited from his skills as a trainer and editor include the World Bank, Senate, ISA, Abantu for Development, Ghana Institute for Engineers, the Planned Parenthood Association of Ghana, and many others. In his work history at the University of Ghana, Professor Osam has held key administrative positions. Between 2002 and 2004, he was the head of the Department of Linguistics. From 2006 to 2011, he was the Dean of the Faculty of Arts. In 2011, he was appointed Pro-Vice Chancellor for Academic and Student Affairs. He has served on various boards and committees of the university, including the Academic Board, Business and Executive Committee, Appointments Board, Examiners Board, Admissions Board, Board of the Faculty of Arts, and the Faculty Appointments Review Committee. He has also been a member of various ad hoc committees, some of which he chaired. His experience of boards extends to organizations outside the university. From 2001 to 2009, he was a member of the Translation Committee of the Bible Society of Ghana. Since 2007, he has been a member of the International Governing Council of the West African Examinations Council, as well as a member of the Ghana Administrative and Finance Committee of the Council. Prof. Osam is an IREX Fellow and a member of the following professional associations: the Linguistic Society of America, International Cognitive Linguistics Association, West African Linguistic Society, and the Linguistics Association of Ghana. Prof. Osam is a born-again Christian and worships at the Legon Interdenominational Church, where between 2001 and 2004 he served as the presiding elder of the Council of Elders. He is married to Susie, and they have 2 college-age children, Ebo, an MPhil student at the University of Ghana Business School, and Esi, a final year home science major student at the University of Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, I have read to you the full profile of Professor Osam, mainly to illustrate the wide breadth of his experience. Not only is he qualified academically, getting a PhD from a very good university, a first degree from the best university in Ghana, and then coming to teach at this university. He has published widely. I've seen many of his publications. This week at the library, there's an exhibition of his works. And I will entreat all of you to try and see a manifestation of what he does and what he has done over the years. It's exciting. So in bringing him here, we are telling the world that there are many good professors at the University of Ghana. We are bringing him to you to show you the international acclaim that he has achieved over the years. It has a stature that goes well beyond the borders of our nation. So that's why Professor Sam is here to do his inaugural lecture. That's why I've taken the pain to read the entire profile to show you the breadth that he has covered and the stature of the man you're about to listen to. So without any further ado, let me invite him to tell us about of cocoa, cassava, and chocolate, the dilemma of an African linguist. Kwekuasa.
Samuel, we are swimming. My man, and young for being Nintina Mawahana. Yamami Simenum Pet Samefa Sepawanya Tata, Mefanya Tata Timmy Bafla no say. I'm going to friends and up to toot. Last time I'm a friend. Can I listen to me? I send me. I want me person in a mocha. See my back compare. My menu media. As I'm penny for a bear one day. I just said, I've been for. I beg you, Cassava, we answer. Maybe I'm fuse gonna the shama. When you know, I don't know. I bet we have been never found a coverage. Which means your cobaya or Hofania Drabach on another mark, Cosianiana. Never feet. And the master or before Bacassa. Near Ghana, the shanty. When you're near Dum, I see a new mum. Or turn your point, I'm near Dum, Mammy, and Limitia, Mommy, you don't feel near Ghana. I blame us, me flower. The man you are free, I blame us, been for. Sabema no ame kananti sizi ena ndi krono waya ni onyafu apa o ofi kwam krom akonfi asafa ana na de hye akote bulofo na no nti wote bulofo anyanwama openyi Benjamin Osam and Oba Pena Grenia Banano Abranwaso Catachia. It is a flow, sir. Young Conferencia no patutu. Okunle Amusukasa.
Mr. Chairman, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. I know that in academia, this occasion is every intellectual's desire to rise literally to the top. And today, as I stand here to give my inaugural lecture, I would like to acknowledge people who have been very instrumental in my life as a person, in my intellectual growth, and in my professional pursuit. First, I want to thank God for His healing grace in my life. Some of my contemporaries here would know that when I was a student in this university, I had serious ill health. And as soon as I graduated, In 1981, June 1981, I went straight into admission at Kolebu, the second floor surgical block, under the care of the late Professor Korte and Dr. Isaac Binti. And these two people, through God's instrumentation, saved my kidneys from getting rotten and my ureters from being turned into knots and ties. So I'm thankful to God. I'm also thankful to God because when I was growing up, I had 2 speech defects. I lisped. Infanti would say, "Okasanite Jamado." So my sounds weren't very clear as a child growing up. Secondly, I also stammered. But today, I thank God for the gifts of speech and the blessings of language. I also want to thank God for my family. And by that, I mean my wife, Susie. And today is Susie's birthday. And let me say publicly that this lecture is her birthday present. So, Susie, could you stand and take a bow? This is a very gracious woman. And as I said in some other place, Thursday bones are gracious and graciously made. I also want to thank God for my 2 children, Ebo and Esi. One, sorry. You know, in our days in Oregon, we had serious, very serious financial challenges. And all 4 of us would sometimes sit down and talk about things we could do if we had money. It was mostly about food, the fancies that we are. And then at the end of it, Ebo would say, but Yeniska, we can't do these things because we don't have money. So I thank God for their lives, for taking on the faith that we share, and for being faithful to God. They've been my teammates, as I call them. I also want to thank God for my siblings, my brothers and sisters. Kofi, you're not sitting at the right place, so if you don't mind, could you walk up to this side? There is a seat here for you. That's my big brother. And I would ask all my siblings who are here to stand up, from Kofi all the way down to Vera, including Skao, if he's somewhere here in the crowd. They've been very supportive of my professional life. Thank you very much. And I'm also grateful to my extended family, uncles and aunties, cousins, nephews and nieces. They've all been there for me. And the woman we call Auntie Niomi, Bojoso no yo. I'm thankful to friends in my professional life, friends from school, way back, Christian Methodist. And would anybody here who smells Christian Methodist stand up? If Christian Methodist smells about you, please stand up. Thank you very much. Please sit. This is the school I call the school by the gutter. sandwiched between Apollo Theatre, Lido nightclub, Orion Cinema, Tiptoe not too far away. But God saw us through all the struggles. I told you that I went to Christian Methodist. He said, biblically, can anything good come out of Christian Methodist? Please, Prof. and Mr. Vice Chancellor, it is not